with clean energy leaders to build new energy storage facilities so that you can have access to clean, renewable energy that's also reliable. We're developing technologies so that your electric vehicle can power your home. And we're building solar-powered microgrids so that we can keep the lights on during extreme weather. The future is now at PG&E. To learn more, visit pge.com.
Hot wings, hot and sour soup, and a hot fudge sundae. Your neighbor's DoorDash order for Golden State Warriors game days has gotten superstitiously specific. But hey, every order on DoorDash is a win for local businesses and Dashers. And if you're superstitious, it just might put the Warriors on a hot streak too.
Deep three on the way. Heat check.
Score one for the neighborhood on game day with DoorDash.
Heat check. Three.
Official partner of the Golden State Warriors.
A podiatrist will tell you about your feet. An orthopedist will tell you about your bones. A physical therapist will analyze your gait. A psychologist will help you manage your anxiety. But what if they're all connected? What if your walk affects your hip alignment and the loss of movement affects your mental health? At Kaiser Permanente, we know the body is connected in unseen ways. That's why our doctors work together to care for all that is you. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you. Learn more at kp.org.
1 minute, your team's down 20 points. The next, they're hitting a game-winning three at the buzzer and the crowd's going nuts. Basketball games can change in an instant. So can your plans. That's why at United, there are no change fees on flights. Because while we love a change of plans in the Warriors' favor, we don't think anyone should get charged fees for changing theirs. No change fees, ever. United, the official airline of the Golden State Warriors. Does not include basic economy unless a United waiver applies. Exceptions apply for certain international flights.
What's up, Dub Nation? It's Stephen Curry. I love the sound of the Warriors crowd, so I've asked for them to help with this Rakuten commercial, the app that gives you cash back at thousands of stores. Yep, Rakuten is hooking you up with a special gift if you make a qualifying purchase of $75. And Rakuten offers cash back at Warriors Shop. All right, now it's a little too much. Visit rakuten.com/Warriors.
I know a lot of you really want the State Farm personal price plan, but what's with the oversharing? Like this message Brian left me.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I love the smell of my cat's breath. Yeah.
You don't need to get that personal. The State Farm personal price plan helps you create an affordable price just for you. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
You've been listening to the Golden State Warriors Audio Network.
Presented by United Airlines.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey Sports. For even more coverage of your team, download the free Odyssey app and listen to your favorite stations, shows, and podcasts.
That's a wrap.
Yo, that's a wrap. It was an amazing experience. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope they got some laughs, some good entertainment.
This is Warriors Wrap Up on 95.7 The Game.
Thompson, head up with the dribble, fades, tough shot on the baseline, it's up and good, falling out of bounds. Klay Thompson with a degree of difficulty that is off the charts.
A runner falling out of bounds. Yeah, 2 for Klay Thompson there of his 34 as Klay goes for 24 in the first half. He likes these Saturday night ABC Showcase games as we welcome you inside Chase Center, and actually just outside Chase Center, Thrive City Warriors Team Shop is where I'm coming to you here for Warriors Wrap Up on 95.7 The Game. John Dickinson with you, 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570 as the Warriors beat the Celtics tonight, 123-107. One of the best wins of the young season, I think probably the best win of the young season for the Warriors, as they get the job done in a big-time way, coming off a couple of tough defeats and really what was probably the biggest gut punch loss that the Warriors have had this season. So 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. That is the phone number to give me a call or shoot me a text here. John Dickinson with you until about 9:30 inside the team shop at Thrive City, the Warriors shop. Typically open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. People filing in here post-game, getting their gear for the holidays, getting their hats, getting their jerseys, getting all their Warriors gear, and a lot of specials going on, including our ticket giveaway special. Mentioned this in the pregame, and we pay it off now here in the postgame as we did a ticket giveaway. First fan to come in the Warriors shop after the game and give the phrase Warriors shop would win 2 tickets to the Jazz game on December the 28th. And Isaiah and Adam came in together right here at the beginning of the program, Isaiah and Adam, and they have claimed the 2 tickets to the Warriors Jazz game on December the 28th. So we appreciate everybody for playing there. They had the correct phrase, Warriors shop, and so they're going to walk away with the tickets to that game on December the 28th. A couple of things to just let everybody know about. Fans who spend $75 at the Warriors shop in person or online through Rakuten's platform, they can redeem a free exclusive Empowered hoodie as part of the Empowered collection. Also, the Warriors right now shopping online through the Warriors shop can receive 25% off purchases as well. The code BIGSAVINGS25. That's BIGSAVINGS25. So, stop by, say hi, get your shopping in here. Warriors wrap up from the Warriors shop on 95.7 The Game. All right, let's get to some thoughts on this one as the Warriors get the job done. As we will hear from Steve Kerr, we'll hear from players downstairs in the Bill King interview room back inside Chase Center. I think tonight was probably the Warriors' best win of the season. Rematch of the NBA Finals. Warriors and the Celtics going at it. No Andrew Wiggins, and you know that it really is going to be a difficult challenge for the Warriors with all of the wings that the Celtics have, from Jason Tatum to Jaylen Brown to Grant Williams to so many others along that Celtics bench. But the Warriors really did a number defensively in this one. I thought the defense set the tone for the Warriors in this game tonight, and specifically the defense on Jason Tatum, who the Warriors really made struggle in the finals. They made Tatum a volume shooter. They made Tatum a turnover machine. They just made him really uncomfortable getting to the basket. He was bad at the rim in that series and really was a pivot point for the Warriors as the series went on as to how they were able to flip it from 2-1 down into a 4-2 series win in an NBA championship. And it felt like more of the same. Klay Thompson got off to a tremendous start both offensively and defensively. Klay with the 24 in the first half, and he was letting it fly, but letting it fly in a good way, hitting and letting it fly. But I thought his defense in particular on Tatum early in the game was critical. He blocked a shot in transition on Tatum. Tatum was 0 for his first 3 as the Warriors went with the 3-guard lineup, played well, outscoring the Celtics 25-21. Jordan Poole was on Grant Williams, who started for the Celtics. Klay had some action. He was lively in this one tonight. Kuminga did a nice job through stretches on Tatum off the bench, but I think Jason Tatum, one of, 6 players in the league scoring 30 or more average, and the Warriors took the head off the snake for the Celtics in this game tonight. Jaylen Brown went for 31, but they made him work for it. But 6 of 21 for Tatum. He was in his own head, it felt like, a little bit as well, as he ends up with 18 points, and it felt like some of the vibes of the NBA Finals. Warriors up 33-25 after 1. A lot of Klay Thompson in this one. Steph Curry with the buzzer beater. 3 at the end of the first quarter, and the Warriors looking good, +8 in the Curry minutes in the first quarter. Energy was still there with the second quarter unit as Klay Thompson came back in. Celtics made their first little mini run of the game, cutting it to 5. And, not very many turnovers in this one as the Warriors would then push the lead back up to 11. before they had a poor close. 9-3 Celtics closed to the first half in that second quarter. 3 straight turnovers leading to 7 straight points for the Celtics. But Curry hit a 3 right in between that to keep the Celtics at bay and keep the Warriors in control of this one a little bit tonight. Klay Thompson, 17 shots in the first half, 10 of 17, the 24 points. Felt like the Warriors really were in a spot where they could have been up more, but also could have been in a really bad situation if they had been down in that game, down in that half, up 5 at the end of the first half. You had to feel pretty good about that. And Jason Tatum not doing much in this one. Third quarter, the Warriors, again, withstanding. Game was kind of hanging there with the Celtics having opportunities. Cut it down to 76-73, but the Warriors, again, made some timely three-pointers. Curry, then Klay to keep the lead before the Warriors did push it back up. Couple of leak-outs for the Warriors as the Celtics transition defense just got shredded. Couple of long misses. Curry with the touchdown passes. First one to Klay, then one to Poole. Celtics tried to go small. Didn't matter. And the Warriors were really playing one of their better defensive games, I think, of the season, especially when you factor in the fact that the Celtics came into this one with the number 1 offensive rating in the league and number 1 in terms of three-point percentage in the league, hitting 40% from 3. Warriors held them to 30% from 3, 12 of 40 in this one. So just a really nice job all around. Great energy from the Warriors, it felt like, top to bottom. And, again, just one of the best defensive games that the Warriors have played. And then in the fourth quarter, 27-20 Warriors in the third. In the fourth quarter, the Warriors able to, again, just withstand. Second unit, a +1 with Curry out at the top 4 minutes of the quarter. Celtics had cut it down to 13. But the Warriors put this thing away in the final minutes, a 14-2 run to put the Warriors up 20. And it never really felt like the Warriors in that fourth quarter were truly threatened in this one as they led by as many as 20. Some lead changes in this game early for the most part, and the Warriors go on to win it 123-107. So 888-957-9570. I think a little bit of a message sent to the Celtics that, hey, you don't want to play us if you're the Golden State Warriors. And I think there was some defending champions' blood on display tonight saying, hey, Warriors have some things to work out, but if they are able to work them out and get to a point where they are playing in a conference finals or an NBA finals, I think that they gave the Celtics something to think about as far as future head-to-head matchups tonight in doing what they did tonight without Andrew Wiggins. I think that makes it all the more impressive because Wiggins was the primary on Tatum going back and a big part of why he struggled in that finals. To be able to do that with Klay and to be able to do that with Kuminga tonight, I think it sends a message. And I think the Celtics may say, hey, Warriors may not even make it to the finals. We'll see. It kind of feels like the long haul for the Warriors right now is potentially more problematic. But they showed tonight that in the big games, if you have to beat them 4 out of 7, they still very much will be a tough out with Steph Curry putting the Celtics to bed in key moments and Klay Thompson rising to the occasion. It was final 3 games of the finals. Klay Thompson on full display tonight in another performance which is very much like a couple he had on the ABC Saturday Night Showcase games last year. Klay likes these games. You think I'm kidding? Looking back at the last 2 ABC Saturday Night games in the regular season that the Warriors played in, 38 against Milwaukee in March, 33 against the Lakers in February, and he had the place electrified. He had the place electrified tonight. So 888-957-9570, that's the phone number to give me a call or shoot me a text. Tim in North Carolina up first here tonight on the phones on Warriors Wrap-Up. What's going on tonight, Tim?
What's up, Jay? Hey, man, if they can add Kuminga as a wing defender on this team to go with Wiggins, Klay, Draymond, it's a game changer, man. And seeing the game slow down for him out there, he will fall into 14 or 18 points just simply from his athletic ability, power, strength. I mean, it's a game changer, JD. So this is December. Imagine what happens in March, April if he doesn't get hurt and continues to be trusted on the floor like this. It's a game changer, man. So all we need is Moody to come to the party, Moody or Wiseman to come to the party in the springs, and it could be a game changer. Like I said today when I talked to you guys, Jay, I do not see us needing Jakob Poeltl. I don't see it, Jay. But again, I just think it's a game changer because this kid is going to bring something next level with the power, the size, the strength, and you can see it slowing down for him, JD, and it's just amazing to watch it and see this thing play out this way. But great win, man. Just wanted to talk to you for a little bit, man.
Yeah, excellent win, Tim, and thanks for the call out in North Carolina tonight, 888-957-9570. I think you're spot on with Kuminga being able to fall into points. I think the term that I used is he's not chasing his offense. It's a lot of dunks, it's putbacks, it's cuts, it's transition opportunities, it's little post-ups, and tonight, a 6 of 9 in this game without Wiggins against the Celtics, 14 efficient points. It is the more meaningful version of what he did in Salt Lake City on Wednesday, where he was 10 of 13 and went for 24 points. It's the other things, though. It's the willingness to move the ball. It's the rebounding. It's the defensive prowess and athleticism and really getting after guys when he's on the floor, making his presence felt on that end. I think that's earning him the minutes. He ended up with 21 tonight and just meaningful minutes for Jonathan Kuminga. And yeah, he is seeing that if he does the other things and plays at that level, the flash plays are going to come. The points are going to come. The shots are going to come. He did knock down a 3 tonight when the Celtics refused to guard him, right? He was looking for somebody to pass it to. Nobody came out. There was an extra second to where he could even take a dribble and said, hey, I'm taking this corner 3 off the dribble because you're not respecting me. And he took it and hit it, and that's the kind of 3 that he needs to take. I want to see his threes more in that 1 of 2, 1 of 3 range, and not getting carried away with taking 5, 6 3-pointers a game, and not even worry about scoring a basketball, but knowing if he puts himself in the right spots on the floor, he's going to get easy buckets, and he's going to get opportunities to do what he did to Jason Tatum in the fourth quarter, which is basically put him in the basket. And that is the splash and the flash for a guy like Jonathan Kuminga. He makes one of those plays every single night. It's felt at times like he's almost chasing those plays and chasing points and chasing his offense. When he doesn't do that, he still gets his points, but he does it in an efficient way, and he does it in a way that doesn't really constrict anything and everything else that the Warriors are trying to do. So I think that's what makes it all the more impressive. If Kuminga can be a 20-minute-a-game guy in big games, doing a lot of the things that he did tonight, and you get Wiggins back into the fold, I'm not sure Jakob Poeltl is the right fit for me. I said more of a wing player, but if Kuminga can play like this, and this is the start of something on the regular, him playing games more like these last 2 and really the last 4 or 5, then that's a big-time add for the Warriors and something that they didn't have here over the course of the last month. 888-957-9570. Let's keep it rolling on the phone lines. Ricky is up next here in Boston on Warriors Wrap-Up. What's going on tonight, Ricky?
What's up, JD? How you doing?
How they feeling in Boston tonight? How they feeling in Boston at about midnight over there on the East Coast, thinking they were going to get a win tonight inside Chase Center?
Yeah, they're sad and they're sad and they're mad, but that's how they always are here in Boston, man. They're always sad and they're mad. They thought they were going to get the W wrong. Klay Thompson came in and stopped Jason Tatum. On the first half, he was playing some good defense. That's what I was waiting for, man. I was waiting for that aggressiveness from Klay, man. Not just on the offense, but on defense, too. He brought the smoke tonight, baby. He redeemed himself with this game. What happened, the other night against Utah, man. I mean, I'm still a little shocked over that game, but either way, man, this game tonight was awesome, man. But with Klay, right? Like you said a little while ago, he loves these primetime games, man. I remember the Mets game, the Lakers game, like he said, the Milwaukee game last year. ABC games, he loves these. We need Klay more on ABC, man, so he could be a monster like he was tonight, man. Let's go, Dubs, man. Great win. Thank you for your time, JD.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Ricky. 888-957-9570. Make no mistake, Klay Thompson loves these ABC Saturday Night Showcases, and the home ones in particular. For those scoring at home and looking ahead as far as the next ones, Warriors don't have one for a minute. You got to go all the way to February 4th. The Warriors did have a couple of them in a row. February 4th, February 11th. February 11th, the night before the Super Bowl, the Lakers are here, and then the week before that, the Mavs are in this building. The Warriors also play the Bucks again in March. So 3 more of those Saturday night showcase games at 5:30 coming up here between now and the end of the regular season. And, yeah, Klay has showed out in a big way in those games. But I thought, the offense was there, and it was great to see. And tonight was a night where Klay was hunting shots, but he was hitting shots, and so you don't mind it. But I think the reality is the defense is really what set the tone in this one for Klay Thompson in particular. And the Warriors overall, probably their best defensive game of the year. I think top to bottom, again, when you factor in how the Celtics had been the number 1 offensive rated team in the league. But yeah, Klay, I thought, set a big-time tone. The question was who's going to guard Tatum with Wiggins out, and Klay wound up taking the reins and handling business in this game tonight. All right, Shaka in Berkeley. But before we get to Shaka in Berkeley, let's welcome you to our 9 o'clock hour here tonight on Warriors Wrap-Up.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM in HD1 San Francisco. Always live on Twitch, YouTube, and the free Odyssey app.
Yeah, John Dickinson back here inside the Warriors shop at Thrive City outside Chase Center as fans are still hanging out here, checking out all the gear, looking at the hats and shirts and getting all the holiday purchases made as well as the Warriors. Big win tonight, 123-107. Let's get back to the phones as promised here at 888-957-9570, and that's Shaka in Berkeley. What's going on tonight, Shaka?
What's up, JD, man? That was a great, inspiring game by our team, man. Draymond set the tone early when he came with the national broadcast. It was with Stephen A. and Wilbon, and the lady, he was said they didn't fear anybody, and that was a strong statement by him, and he backed it up by everybody's play. It lets us know that they are champions, and they know when they need to step it up, they can. And I was also, well, Kuminga just had a great game. His athleticism is second to none, and that's why we would be a fool to ever give up on him. So it was a great. He's starting to let the game come to him, and it just shows that what a great player he can be. So, and it also showed with Poole playing good too, and we even able to rest the starters. What was happening earlier was when the reserves came in, they lost the lead. They did a great job of keeping the lead. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name. He played a great game too. Was aggressive. It just was a great game by everybody, and I'm really happy to see that. And I know we still have the ability to be champions in the NBA.
Thanks, Shaka. Appreciate the call. Yeah, you mentioned Dante DiVincenzo, and Dante DiVincenzo, in a sense, may be he may be the bench version of Andrew Wiggins in the sense that you wind up getting 20, 30 minutes into a post-game show, and you realize that you haven't talked about somebody that made a real positive impact on the game. And that's exactly what Dante DiVincenzo has done of late and has done really for the most part all year. He doesn't always score a lot. He can be a little erratic offensively, but the ball pressure, I think, on defense has been something that has really been welcomed. He gives 15 to 20 high-energy defensive minutes to this Warriors team, and I think it's been highly needed. And tonight it was a key factor. He was a plus 20 tonight in 17 minutes, and the bench played well. Steve Kerr had to tweak it with Wiggins out and Poole going into the starting lineup. A few more minutes for Moody. Anthony Lamb split it up. Kuminga got the bulk of it, but Dante DiVincenzo, somebody that haven't talked about him a lot, but has been a key. I think his return coincided with the Warriors and the turnaround where they started to flip it from being a 3-7 team up to being, he was out for most of that 3-7, and the Warriors were really counting on him to be a young veteran type presence to help this team. So having him back in the fold has been truly beneficial. 888-957-9570. Let's go to Adam in Oakland next here on Warriors Wrap-Up. What's going on, Adam?
What's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear,
good,
Adam.
Man. I'm doing good, man. I was just about to say, man, Klay gonna always be Klay. Yeah, he turned the game up this time, man. He did a good job coming out the gate, serving, doing what he know best what to do.
Yeah, he was excellent tonight. There's no doubt. And thanks for the call, Adam. Appreciate it. He was absolutely big time. Like, this was a champion's blood kind of a game, it felt like, for the Warriors. I don't think there's any doubt about the fact that, Celtics coming in, Celtics number one in the NBA, Celtics with the top offense, Celtics now the favorite to win the NBA championship this year, Warriors coming off of a real gut punch loss in Utah, a game they figured they were going to win against Indiana. Things are starting to slip after they had worked their way back to being a couple of games over 500. And then you got this 6-game road trip coming up beginning on Tuesday in Milwaukee, and it felt like there was a little bit of a pivot point potentially. Had the first pivot point when they were 3-7. They flip it around. They get themselves to a point where they're 13-11, and it felt like maybe this was another pivot point with that Indiana game where maybe they were going to go into a slide and maybe things were going to have to get a little bit worse before ultimately they got better. But to not have the Celtics come in and make a statement to them, to flip it around and make a statement to the Celtics. And look, these teams are going to play again in about 5 weeks in Boston. I think it's a Thursday night TNT game, and the Celtics and their fans, look, the crowd will be lively in Beantown as it always is. But I think this is the kind of message where I think the Warriors sent a little one to the Celtics. Hey, we're still the champs, and even though the Warriors are not playing at a level that they want to be playing at, that if they do get it together and get themselves to where they can navigate a top 4 seed, let's say in the West, and get to an NBA Finals, you're not going to want to face them, and you may have to acknowledge some of your prior playoff demons, and that's where the Jason Tatum game tonight, man, you look, I mean, the Jason Tatum not playing well against the Warriors is a thing. Like, that's a thing. It happened in the finals. As that series went on, the Warriors started to take Tatum away more and more. And tonight, it looked like a lot of the same from what we had seen going back to the waning games of that finals, and frustrated, turning the ball over, missing shots, even missing some free throws. And so, I mean, that's one that I'm gonna mark down here for future meetings. And again, look, if these two teams meet in the playoffs, it would have to be an NBA Finals. There's a long way to go there. But the Celtics had been to this point a team that it really appeared like they were on a mission, and the Warriors slowed that up in this game tonight and dropped them just their 6th loss of the season here to this point in the first nearly 2 months, as we're getting close to it here. 21-6, so still good enough for the best record in the NBA, with Milwaukee hot on their heels in the East. But a much-needed win for the Warriors as you look at where they are right now in the overall standing in the Western Conference. Now, they had fallen all the way out of the play-in tournament. We'll get you the updated notes here on that. The win puts the Warriors back in 9th, just like that. Dallas has dropped a couple in a row now, so they're back at 500. Utah got beat tonight as well. And so, you win a game on the right night, you might vault yourself up 2 or 3 spots. You lose a couple of games in a row, you might find yourself falling 3 or 4 spots. So tonight, on the positive end of that for the Warriors, and we'll see what happens between Portland and Minnesota. They're going at it right now up in Portland, and one of those teams is going to take an L, and whoever it is, they're both 13-12, so one of those teams is going to drop beneath the Warriors. So they're going to end the night to close a business at what would be 8th in the Western Conference, and I think again you'll take that as long as it remains so jumbled up as it has been to this point. 888-957-9570, 888-957-9570. Warriors wrap up here on 95.7 The Game from the team shop, the Warriors shop, here at Thrive City outside of Chase Center as we talk about this one. Warriors improving now to 14-13 and getting another home win as you look at the Dubs now at home on this season, improving to, what does that make them? 12-2. So 12-2 at home, 2-11 on the road. The road has to get better than it's been, but you'll take the 12-2 at home and 12-2 with some quality wins as well. As you start to look around at everything that's going on. A couple of text messages, Xfinity Mobile text line here on Warriors Wrap Up. Let's see. Almost everyone in the positive until the last minute of mop-up time. This one from the 510. Poole still struggled. 1 of 9 on threes. Yeah, Jordan Poole wasn't hitting threes tonight. But I thought overall, again, his free throws were probably the most important part of his game. They hit him on Grant Williams defensively, but he was able to get to the free throw line, which we saw him do in the finals. And, he was shooting the three ball better than anybody at the end of the season last year and on into the playoffs. But his ability to get to the free throw line, I think more than anything, when the Warriors have things cooking, is what, in particular makes his play dynamic. That's the one thing he should always be able to do, is get to the free throw line. And especially when he's playing with Steph and Klay, you can let those guys knock down the threes on some nights, get to the free throw line, stop the game, allow the defense to set up for the Warriors to where they're not playing as much transition. And I think that's a way you can go 5-16 and still score 20 points on a night where you really need the added points coming in, knowing that the Celtics have been as great an offensive team as they have been. All right, let's get to sophomore in Pacifica on the phone lines here. What's going on tonight, sophomore? You're on Warriors Wrap Up.
Hey, thank you. I got to go to the game tonight, and I've noticed something live. First of all, it was great to see Kuminga in person as he's, steadily raising his game. The Warriors were not smooth as silk, championship level perfect tonight. They were good, but the Celtics seemed to be lacking a little energy. I remember the first game of the finals last year saying, oh my gosh, we can't, we're having a hard time running our offense through these guys. They look like the Monstars, compared to other opponents we had played. And it was a very tough series. I did not see that same grit and focus tonight from the Celtics. Did you see that? And why might that be?
No, I think that's a good point, sophomore. I think you're spot on with that. And I noticed the same thing. They were not locked in tonight. I know their defensive numbers have not been as good. Their defensive rating, they are 9th still in defensive rating, but they were top in the NBA last year. So I think they've slipped a little bit in defensive rating. I think some of that is by design to try and improve the offense. And they're taking more three-pointers, and they're hitting three-pointers to the tune of 40% from three coming into the game tonight. They dipped below 40% with the 12 of 40 and 30% in this game. But I think they've sacrificed a little bit of the offense, or a little bit of the defense, to try and get more offense, because they looked at that series, and I think in particular against the Warriors, and thought, hey, we got to score more to be able to beat the Warriors. Just got too bogged down too frequently, and even though they were able to stop the Warriors, there were just stretches where Curry got off, or Wiggins got off, or Poole or Klay. There were just too many stretches where the Warriors, even when they were well defended, hit shots, and that was a big part of the difference in the series. And I think the Celtics took a look at their club and thought, more playmaking and more shooting and more ability to improve the offense and get better shots and take the right shots. But I think the defense has been sacrificed a little bit for that. Still a top 10 defense at 111.1 per 100 possessions, but not the dominant force that it had been. All right, 888-957-9570. We'll pause here. We'll come back. We'll hear from Steve Kerr and others in the interview room as the Warriors beat the Celtics 123-107. You heard it right here on 95.7 The Game.
At the Home Depot, we have the tools for you to give the gift of a smarter home with savings on top brands, like the Google Hub, a command center for your smart devices that raises the IQ of your entire home, or the Nest Learning Thermostat that helps you conserve energy and save on your bill. And if you don't know what to get, gift cards are a smart gift no matter what they get. So this year, gift smarter with savings on tools to make your holiday magic. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
At Harris Ranch, we do beef. Just like we've done for over 50 years. Beef that's raised locally right here in California. Tender steaks, awesome burgers, and California classics like tri-tip roast. The flavor you crave, the quality you trust time after delicious time. Come on, it's time to get out and grill. Harris Ranch, we do beef. Legendary beef, legendary quality.
What's your retirement look like? With Fidelity Income Planning, a dedicated advisor can help you create a flexible income strategy to grow and protect your wealth so you can stop worrying about the future and enjoy whatever comes next. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE SIPC.
So I switched to Boost Mobile and got this free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone.
Why do you think they call it the Galaxy?
Maybe because the Samsung Galaxy A23 has a huge screen, and galaxies are huge gravitationally bound systems of stars rotating around a supermassive black hole.
And the phone is free?
When you switch to Boost Mobile.
Cool. You lost me at gravitationally bound.
Switch to Boost and get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power. Limited time offer while supplies last. New customers only. Excludes tax. One device offer per line. Only available on certain networks. 5G not available everywhere. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk. The facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The Prophetic Matrix. Unlock the secret code to your destiny. A new revolutionary book by Michael John Toste. The first ebook to make history by being filmed in space. Discover your unlimited future. Get The Prophetic Matrix now on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com.
Get fast, reliable speeds at home and on the go with internet and mobile from Xfinity. Now through December 21st, new customers can get 1.2 gig internet plus Xfi Complete with unlimited data and Wi-Fi equipment included. It's just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Plus, get $200 back. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
There's a reason Golden State has become the trusted partner for professional builders and contractors. The breadth of what they offer is remarkable. Their product knowledge can save you time. They're the largest distributor in NorCal of many of the brands they carry. Golden State's newly refreshed app offers installation guides, building codes, and much more. And the GSTV link on their homepage is a useful resource. Family owned for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe for max strength daytime relief. Just 1 dose of Vicks DayQuil Severe starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through your day with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine. Use as directed.
This holiday season, tee it up at the Golf Mart for the hottest gifts from Ping and Bushnell. Save $150 off on the Ping G425 drivers, the most forgiving driver in golf. And there's hot gifts from Bushnell. Save up to $75 on the Tour V5 and Tour V5 Shift rangefinders. We also have gift cards for those favorite golfers on your list. Don't miss these holiday gifts and more happening now at the Golf Mart, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee.
Curry on the logo, down to 5, down to 4. Curry backs up to the star of the logo, dribbles, fades, and takes a deep three. It's up and good at the buzzer. Curry knew it. He was already jogging back to the far side to tell the crowd at the other end, this one's good. End of one. Curry slams the door in the corner. Didn't even see it go through the net. 33-25, Warriors lead after one.
Now back to Warriors wrap-up on 95.7 The Game.
Yeah, just a ho-hum 32 for Steph Curry tonight. 6 of 11 from 3, 12 of 21 overall. 6 boards, 7 assists, controlling the game, plus 20. And, yeah, the look-away 3 to close the first quarter there with the Warriors up by 8 as they go on to win this one 123-107 at Chase Center over the Boston Celtics. 888-957-9570. Still time to sneak in a couple of more phone calls as we keep things rolling here on Warriors Wrap-Up. But right now, let's go ahead and head on down to the Bill King interview room inside Chase Center and Steve Kerr, who addressed the media following this one.
Would you say that's your team's most complete performance this season in your mind?
It was really solid. I can't really compare, but definitely, one of our better wins of the year, and because we're playing against the best team in the league. And I just thought we competed and did a really good job defensively, tried to, make things as tough as possible for them. And we gutted it out. I mean, Steph and Klay obviously had it rolling, so we were making shots, but there were points in the game that things were not necessarily going our way. And I thought the guys hung in there really well.
As you kind of discussed the various cross matches to open the game, how did you land on Klay guarding Tatum? And then what did you just think of really his first 6 minutes guarding Tatum, but also scoring?
I thought Klay was great. He's an excellent defender and he's strong. That's probably his best attribute is just his size and his ability to be able to withstand, an athlete, a player like Tatum who's big and strong and athletic. So, and then it felt right just because, you got Loon and Draymond behind the play, and they're our best rotators and communicators. So I thought Klay did an excellent job.
Don't want to make too much of a regular season game, of course, but could you feel that there was a bigger buzz in the arena tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Crowd was excited. We were excited. I mean, just the feeling of going against the team that you just played in the finals, and especially the way they've played this year. They've just been, so good, so dominant. So I thought we needed a game like that. We've been a little bit stuck in the mud, and it feels like we've gotten better over the last few weeks, but, not a whole lot to show for it. So this was an important win for us.
You knew, without Wiggins, that Kuminga was going to have a pretty big role on this. Put him out there in the middle of this game. What did you think of his focus, his energy, his whole game?
I thought JK was great. I mean, just his athleticism and size and strength, to be able to bring him off the bench and put him on either Brown or Tatum. And then the way he can switch and stay in front of people, whether it's those two I just mentioned or Marcus Smart or Brogdon or, the guys, Derek White, the guys who are attacking. JK has really helped solidify our defense and given us another weapon that we can put on the best players on the opponent.
Steve, Joe mentioned how hard you guys were closing out on their shooters. What kind of led you to take that approach against them, given that they might be able to, go by guys or, take advantage of that with passing?
Well, they're the number one shooting team in the league from 3, 40%. So you have to get out there and challenge. You can't let them set their feet. And I thought they missed some that they would normally make. It wasn't all us, but our guys did a good job of playing with a lot of energy and trying to challenge and then, pull in behind the play. That's the real challenge against them is, you still have to help. If you run them off the 3-point line, you've got to bring help. And then you got to get back to 3-point shooters after they move the ball. So we did a pretty good job of keeping them from getting into a good rhythm. But, that's just, it's one game and it wasn't their best night for sure. But it's a good night for us.
What do you think overall just did work against Tatum defensively?
I mean, we just, try to make things as difficult as possible. He's such a great player. And I thought we closed out on him pretty well. I mean, he got 9 3-pointers, but I thought a lot of them were off the dribble. It felt like half of those were off the dribble, and those are much tougher for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. So we just tried to stay active and stay in front of him and bother him as best we could.
Another Klay question. There was a segment where even with Draymond and Kuminga in and just Jalen, and you put Klay on Jalen when almost any other time I think you would have put Draymond or Kuminga on Jalen. Was that a reward for Klay, or was it just because you felt he had it going that way?
Yeah, Klay loves taking the best guys. I mean, that's he takes great pride in that. And, he was playing so well. It was just, let's keep the matchup.
Another big game for Looney. It seems like you just plug him in. He does the same thing, solid every night. Just another kind of typical game for him.
Yeah, they threatened. They got it to 8, I think, with 5.5 minutes left, and I took the timeout, and we got Looney back in the game. He just has a way of calming things, settling the game down because he rebounds, because he defends. He does such a great job communicating. So it was great to be able to go to him to close the game, and it felt like as soon as he got back in the game, you could feel the change. We settled down. We got a couple stops, a couple buckets in transition, and took control.
Dante with a plus 20, and he's obviously very tough out there on the ball. Is he showing, yourself and all the main guys that this is a guy you can count on for real tough stuff?
Yeah, he's such a great rebounder. I mean, he's a guy who, a little bit like Steph, the shot goes up and Dante is heading to the place where the ball is going to end up. And same thing on loose balls. He's the first guy there, and that's such a valuable quality to have for a player. And then he really loves taking on the defensive challenge. He puts a lot of pressure on the ball, and he's a difference maker for us. I've said it a few times, but what you want off the bench is energy. You want to feel a player's presence when they come off the bench, and that's how Dante makes an impact. He just instantly, you can see him flying around, getting rebounds, getting loose balls, and making plays.
As you look forward, view this road trip. I mean, it's 6 games, pretty crunched, a couple back-to-backs. Just how big a challenge is what's ahead? Yeah, it's a huge challenge. I mean, I think what the good thing for us is that nobody's running away with the West. So we're 14-13. We've probably lost 3 or 4 games we very easily could have won, but we lost for a reason. We weren't really ready to win close games. I didn't think we were solid enough, and I'm hoping that this is a sign that we're getting there, and it'll be a great test to go out on the road for 6 games against really quality opponents and see if we can have a successful trip. And I like where we're heading because the guys off the bench are starting to play and really assume their roles, and our defense seems to be getting better, and all of that points in a good direction.
Kind of just piggybacking off that question, in the last game, there was kind of a gut punch at the end, and you guys responded as you did today against the Celtics, who have the best record in the league. And you've had a lot of success at home, but not on the road. So what is having a win like this? Draymond Green called it a statement win in the hallway. What does having a win like this kind of do for you guys as you approach this road trip? Yeah, it's a tough trip, and you always want to leave home with a win before you go out on the road, just to get a little momentum and feel good on the flight and all that. But it's going to be a tough trip. A lot of good teams, but great challenge for us, and we feel like this win should give us a little confidence, and hopefully it carries over and we have a good trip.
All right, so Steve Kerr there. Yeah, big trip for the Warriors beginning on Tuesday, and it's not going to get any easier at Milwaukee, and then they go to Indiana. That's the second of a back-to-back. Then to Philadelphia and Toronto with a day in between each of those games, and the conclusion of the trip with a day in between Toronto and a game at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, and then a back-to-back the next night in Brooklyn against the Nets. So 6 games in 9 nights. The Warriors do have 2 days off before the trip begins. They have 3 days off after the trip ends and before the Warriors are back on the Chase hardwood, which is going to be 2 weeks from tomorrow. Christmas night is going to be the next Warriors home game against the Memphis Grizzlies. So 6 big road games, and the Warriors getting one back tonight after a couple of tough, unanticipated losses, given the way that those games played out. So looking at a couple of the things that Steve Kerr mentioned there, yeah, one of the better wins of the season, obvious point. Klay's defense came up in this one, and I think, he mentioned Klay's strength, and I think the bigger wings are better matchups right now defensively for Klay. And we saw this a little bit in the finals. Like, Klay's going to play better defensively against a bigger guy like Tatum that isn't quite as quick and fast. It's not like it used to be where he would chase the Chris Pauls and the Westbrooks and guys like that around and do it effectively. Now he's better on the wings, which I think does, if you can bring Kuminga in, as he mentioned, and put Kuminga on a guard, and DiVincenzo can pressure the ball. If you can bump Klay up a little bit as far as a defensive assignment, I think it goes a long way toward maximizing his effectiveness. And I think that's one way where the Warriors have tried to use their current circumstances and their opponent, specific game plans to be able to use Klay in a manner that allows him to be his most effective. And Klay is always up to the challenge. That's the one thing, good, bad, or indifferent. Klay Thompson is going to accept the challenge and not back down. And he walks the walk as far as still thinking, hey, I'm a 4-time champion and I can get it done at a high level and nobody's going to have a better night than me on me. And so that type of mentality, some nights the shots are not falling. Some nights there's some mistakes mentally, as there was in the last game, but you're always going to get an honest, conscientious effort from Klay Thompson, especially in the bright lights games, especially in the games where you're playing rematches of an NBA Finals or a team that comes in to chase, as the Celtics did tonight with the best record in the NBA. And yeah, it wasn't the Celtics' best night, as Coach Kerr alluded to, but the Warriors made it, I felt like, not their best night. And I think that was a key. Like, they challenged the Celtics in the paint early, and Tatum in particular. It had that feel. It had those vibes of some of those games going back to June when the Warriors made life really difficult on the Celtics. And again, Tatum in particular. And Kevon Looney, the one guy we talked about, hey, DiVincenzo's the guy that you go through the whole show and you don't talk about him. And Kevon Looney, man. Like, yeah, the calming effect of Kevon Looney and his ability to stabilize and rebound and those 16-game players. Kevon Looney's a 16-game player. I think, Steph and Klay are always going to be, and Draymond, 16-game players. Wiggins proved himself to be last year. Poole, I think, can be. The question is, can they get Kuminga and DiVincenzo potentially to be? Then if you're the Warriors, you got action. Then you got action. That's when you know. 888-957-9570. Let's go ahead and hear a couple minutes from Klay Thompson, star of the night tonight. 34 points for Captain Klay, and he met with the media.
Well, obviously, a lot to be made of your offense, but what did you think of your just two-way performance and your defense, especially on Tatum?
That was good there in the beginning. Felt really good to pin somebody off the backboard. I haven't done that, I think, in 4 years, so that was probably my favorite moment for myself tonight. But it wasn't just me. I had a lot of help, and Jason missed a lot of shots he usually makes. So collective effort, but thought my energy was great to start the game. Your defensive responsibility would have been big even if Wiggins was playing coming into this game. But, I mean, how much more are you going in knowing you're probably going to get the primary assignment on Tatum and all that? I cherish being able to move out there and play defense and compete more than I ever have before. So when you face the best, your game usually reflects that, and you try to rise to the level of competition. And for such a long season, it's always really fun when you get to play the best teams, and you don't see them often, especially the teams out east like Milwaukee and Boston.
Kerr mentioned that it was good to have a game like this just because of the moment, the way the crowd was reacting. Do you feel like this team kind of needed, whether it's to get your attention, whatever the thing is, to have a big game like this right now?
Yeah, especially after Utah. That was a terrible experience. So respond the way we did felt great. I mean, we were able to flush that one in Salt Lake after that collapse. So it's always nice to respond with a great performance, and we did that tonight.
Klay, it's been 2, maybe 3 weeks, I don't know exactly, since you said that you kind of cut back ties with social media or backed off on that a little bit. You look back on that now and see that as being kind of a turning point, and that made a difference? Or
yeah, I think so, because I learned that if you lurk, you're going to get hurt. And the internet is so big, you can find whatever you're looking for, whether it's positivity, negativity. And I wasn't at my best a few weeks ago, and probably a lot of opinions online reflected that. And we're all human, so it doesn't ever feel great to read negative things about yourself. So I try to fill my time up with books and things that are way more beneficial to my mental health. Even though I do enjoy social media, I enjoy Instagram and all the funny things that come with it and the interaction that comes with the fans. But it can be a double-edged sword if you don't know how to monitor your viewing of certain things.
You guys have had a lot of success at home, but not necessarily on the road this season. And this upcoming road trip is kind of a doozy with 6 games in 9 days.
Doozy.
But what's the, I guess, like mindset or approach after a win like this?
I am so excited for this road trip. You understand, I haven't played in these cities in 4 years. So for me, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's playing Toronto, where we played a championship series, to play in New York, to play in Philly. Milwaukee's a championship caliber team. So I'm going to embrace the heck out of it, and I know our guys will as well. And we're just going to give it everything we got, and hopefully come out with a winning record, because winning on the road has not been easy for us. Can you take me through the play you were talking about earlier when you pinned Tatum's block? Like, are you trailing him thinking, hey, I can get this off the glass, or just how'd that play go? I was trailing him, and it was just instinctual to go up there and try and block it. And luckily I got a fingertip on it. And as a basketball player, when you pin someone's shot off the backboard, it's an amazing feeling, and that's something I haven't felt in years. So I'm going to rewatch that one. That one felt really good. I can't even lie to you. Can you remember maybe your favorite one you've done in your career, or maybe the last one you remember doing? I did one against the Sacramento Kings in 2015, I think, 16. It just sounded like a brick hit the backboard, and I can't really remember any other than that. So, but yeah, man, that was awesome.
There was a segment of the game where Draymond and Kuminga were also in the game. Jaylen Brown was out there, no Tatum, but then they kept you on Jaylen Brown. Did you notice that? And what does that mean to you? Like, you go get the toughest guy by far, even with Draymond out there too.
That means a lot. I love to compete on both sides of the ball, and Tatum and Brown are two of the better one-on-one players in the league. So it's not easy when you're tasked with chasing those guys, but it's what you cherish as a competitor, is playing against the best of the best. There's really nothing better.
You know, Jonathan was great against Utah. He was good again tonight, you know, specifically in that fourth quarter. What kind of spark did he give you guys tonight?
A much needed one. And John is such an incredible athlete, two-way player, and he's really carving out a nice role for himself on this team. And he does something spectacular, whether it's every game or every other game, like even tonight, going baseline and just dunking off vert on Tatum. That was incredibly impressive for a 20-year-old. So sky's the limit for him. You feel DiVincenzo gaining more of a rhythm with you guys? Yeah. Love Dante. It's a heady, hard-working player.
You got that second in the fourth quarter. You were and Draymond were on that second unit with Dante, Kuminga, and trying to figure out who the fifth one was. Jordan, obviously. You like that group? That seems like a pretty potent possibility there.
Oh, definitely. You can name anyone on the roster. You throw them out there in Warriors uni, I'm going to love that group. We just us for a reason.
Yeah, Klay Thompson there. Always great to hear from Klay, and Klay just processing everything. I thought especially enjoyed the answer about the upcoming road trip and the fact that he's so excited, because you're right. You got to go all the way back to 2018, 2019 for Klay Thompson to play in a majority of those cities, because of when he returned a year ago. It was January, and the Warriors were halfway through the season and had been to a lot of those cities already at that point. And so, yeah, Toronto for the first time since the finals for Klay, playing in that building, going back to 2019. I mean, that's almost 4 full years when you think about it on the calendar. Playing in Madison Square Garden again, which is got to be among the great thrills, and playing against Milwaukee, which is a tremendous environment, and where the Warriors have played a lot of games in the regular season against the Bucks team as they were on the come. And so, yeah, Philly is a great atmosphere. So that's a special energy, I think, that Klay takes out with him on the road, and to hear him say, hey, he's up for the challenge and ready to roll. The Warriors are going to need that. I mean, this is a trip where, it's been, because of the way the Warriors played this week and losing the game in Utah, losing the game to Indiana, I think there is, rightfully so, a little bit more wonder or concern about the trip, given the 2-11 road record that the Warriors have to this point. But this is the kind of road trip to where if the Warriors can go and go 3-3, go 4-2. If they can do that, it could really be a stepping stone and an uplifter, and even maybe be one of those turning points on the trajectory of a season as the Warriors try and again build that record back up and separate from 500 again, as they did tonight by inching one over after losing the last couple of games. So wrapping up here, final couple of minutes, just taking a quick look at the standings with everything now final in the NBA for tonight. And Portland did win tonight at home over Minnesota. So I mentioned both of those teams come in at 13-12. So Portland improves to 14-12, which is good enough to move into 6th. And the loss for Minnesota drops them down to 11th at 13-13. So the Warriors are all the way up to 8th now in the Western Conference. But again, just a half game separating 8th and 11th. And at this point, just 4.5 games separating number 1 New Orleans and being out completely. 11th right now, Minnesota. 4.5 games separating first from 11th in what is a jumbled Western Conference, again with the Pelicans at the close of business, winners of 6 consecutive games, leading the pack at 17-8. All right, that'll do it for this one from the Warriors shop here in Thrive City. Warriors get the win over the Celtics, 123-107. Thanks to Sterling Bennett and everybody in our San Francisco studios. A tremendous job of one and all, cutting up the post-game press conferences and all the highlights you've heard throughout the evening here on 95.7 The Game. Great job. I will be back with you on Tuesday, opener of the road trip. Damon and Ratto will have Warriors Live for you for that one beginning at 3:30. Damon and Ratto with Warriors Live, 3:30. Warriors and the Bucks on Tuesday, and then I'll have Warriors wrap up for you for each of the 6 games coming up on this road trip. So talk to you on Tuesday afternoon. Keep it locked here on 95.7 The Game tomorrow. We got you covered as far as the 49ers go, as the Niners take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Should be a good one at Levi's tomorrow. So that'll do it. We'll talk to you on Tuesday. Big win for the Warriors, 123-107. And you heard it right here on 95.7 The Game. Good night.
New Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at Walmart.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Get fast, reliable speeds at home and on the go with internet and mobile from Xfinity. Now through December 21st, new customers can get 1.2 gig internet plus Xfi Complete with unlimited data and Wi-Fi equipment included. It's just $50 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Plus, get $200 back. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, this is Kenny Mayne, host of something called Hey Mayne. That's a podcast. We're working busily on season 2, but let's not forget about season 1. Remember Roy Wood Jr.?
Wow,